Aha, now the mustache makes sense. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and this time around we are going to be delving into the world of Ted Lasso. That's right, I loved the first season of this show, and it only felt right that when the second season came out, I would talk about it in detail because the show brings positivity, and I want to bring that positivity to you guys. So we're going to talk about the first episode of the second season of Ted Lasso, and that of course is called Goodbye Earl, which, what a great title for this entire episode. It brought us back into the world. We're with the team, we're with the characters, we're having so much fun just returning back to this world, and there's a bit of a time jump, which I'm surprised by, because I thought, it'd be like, let's dust off our boots and get back to it from the end of the last episode in the first season, but nope, we do have the time jump, and that is like, we're in the middle of the games, we're just tying with everybody, we're at a draw for every match we have. I think they said it's like 6 or 7 draws in a row, we can never win, and when it looks like we are finally about to win, and Danny is gonna get us like the game-winning kick, and we're finally gonna like be free of this curse of just being stuck in a tie for every single game. He goes to kick the ball, he's got a foul ball, so he's gonna go kick it in, and we're going to win our first match in forever. And as soon as he goes to the kick, Danny hits the ball, and the Richfield mascot comes out, and it's a dog. The dog's chasing after a bird, and when Danny kicks the ball comes for the dog, and he kills the dog. What a great way to open this. It's like, I heard some interviewers talking about like it's like the Empire Strikes Back of Ted Lasso, where it's like they're more intimate, they're more real, they're a little darker too. And I'm like, opening up this season with the death of a dog, like the team mascot, and it haunts Danny to the point where he can't play and he gets the yips. I think that is so funny. What a great way to open this season, and it just shows you the fun and veracity that this show can bring. And immediately we get back into this world, and something that surprised me about this episode was just like, it's quiet. We're returning to the world of Ted Lasso. I thought we'd get a little like louder. We get a little more like, here's some more action, here's some more like jumping bits and a little more like hyperactive. But no, it's quiet. We're like delving into these characters' personal lives again. We realize that Rebecca has been seeing a male suitor, and she's really interested in this guy. She's going to go on a double date with Keely and Roy, and we're just like, okay, so we're going to delve into that part of Rebecca, which I like. I hope this doesn't become like the thing throughout the season where Rebecca is just like finding love interests. I hope like that's part of the story, but there's more that happens with her, which I know there will be because this is Ted Lasso. We don't let anybody just be a stereotype or a caricature here. They have more depth. And I really like the scene when she's like talking to Keely and they're like on the phone, and Ted's like, can I talk now? Do I talk now? What do I do here? That was fun. And then later on when it's like Ted trying to do like the girl talk, and it's like girl talk is just girl listen. I thought that was great. That stuff was really fun. It was just so cute. Sudeikis, again, he's perfect in this role. And then when we eventually get to the double date, it was really fun to see that, just like Roy quietly just like, I don't want to be here. We're going to talk about Roy more in a bit because he's a great character, but the double date was fun. And then when the night ends with them just like, yeah, Keely's like, this guy's cool, he's fine. We get the best line of the episode, in my opinion, which comes from Roy when he's talking to Rebecca, like, yeah, he's fine. He's fine. A lot of people are just fine, but you should go for someone that feels like you get hit by lightning, like someone strikes you with lightning, like you just like love them. You're like, yeah, he's good enough for you, but are you good enough for him? Like, he is okay, but you're great. Go for more. And you're just like, wow, Roy, you don't care, but you care. And I really love that. I really love that part of Roy. So that whole thing was really fun to see. I love that dynamic. And another big part of this episode, too, was because Danny's having problems playing, we're thinking about, are we going to bring in a, like, sports psychologist or, like, a therapist? And, of course, right away, you get, like, this idea that maybe Ted doesn't want to bring in a therapist for these people. And it's kind of there's 2 main reasons for why, which really go in tone with his character, and I kind of like that. The first one being, his wife and him went to see a couples therapist, and it felt more like they were saying what he did wrong than opposed to actually helping him. And I think that is a very realistic portrayal of why somebody wouldn't want a therapist to come in and help you. If that is how you felt throughout like going to couples therapy, makes sense. You're not going to feel confident wanting to go back into that world, so I like that a lot. The other one comes in the form of that, I can't remember the name of the band, but you know the song Hey Jealousy, not the band's best song according to Ted, but you just see it's like maybe he's jealous that he can't be the one to help his players anymore. and he feels bad, like I was supposed to be the guy that helps these kids and now I can't help them. And I'm like, that's another realistic portrayal for Ted Lasso here, where he wants to be the one to make everybody better, but it just doesn't go anywhere. And I'm like, that is so good. That's such a wholesome thing to make a conflict for him. And when we get the sports psychologist come in, her name is Shannon. I can't remember her last name for the life of me, but she is a really capable doctor. She doesn't want to be called doc. She's just like, I'm a doctor. I can speak the languages of your players. I'm very capable. And she actually helps Danny be able to play the sports again and kick the ball around, which I really liked that idea. I thought that was really cool. Again, you're building up like this tension with a character who isn't bad. Like, none of these people are bad people or just like opposing forces because Ted wants to help his players, but it looks like our psychologist here is going to do that for him, which that is a really cool thing to play with. You know, it's so subtle. Like, yeah, he's going to be like, I want to help my players, and we're probably going to get a moment where he's going to help one of them, which I hope so, at least, because I like that a lot. And, you know, we're just slowly building things back up. It's going really well. I just excited to get back to this world. Like I said, it's very quiet. We're building up some really interesting storylines. One of like the small details I noticed was Nate having some like issues with like the locker room guy, the guy that works in the locker room, like took his old job. Just like he wants to leave early, and Nate's like, no, your mom might be turning 50, but does she play for this team? No? Then you should stay here. I think that is really good. Because Nate, it's just an underrated character, just a subtle character, and having that little moment with him, it worked really well. I really enjoyed seeing that. It was really cute. I really love this. And just getting back into this world, it's so great. And you know, like the scene when Danny pictures like the cartoon dog that he kills with the ball, that was really funny. There's not like a lot of focus on Ted this episode. It's more like we're building the ensemble with him, and I wonder if this has something to do with like maybe Jason Sudeikis wanting to take some of the load off, because in the first season there was a lot to do with his character. Now maybe he wants to like kind of step back and let like the bit players shine a little bit more, which I could see being the case here. But it's pretty fun. A big focus of this episode is Roy. We learned that Roy did like a retirement speech, so he went on the record that he's going to retire, and Keely's been trying to pressure him into becoming like a pundit for like one of the sportscasts, and he's like, I don't want to do that stupid job. It sounds terrible. I don't want to be a part of that at all. But maybe he's going to be talked into doing it. We will have to wait and see. And I like it a lot. He's coaching his niece's soccer team, and he's yelling at them like they're little pricks, and of course you can't say that to a kid, even if they are. I like that a lot. And the episode ends with Roy at his like yoga club, but they're all going to be watching the hottest show in the UK, which is, was it like Lust Conquers All? And we see that one of the contestants on this Bachelor, Big Brother show is Jamie. It's like, that's how you bring Jamie back, because he's not on the team anymore. We're not focusing on his story. Bring him back in like this weird thing that makes Roy just laugh out loud, but just quietly like resent the guy. I think that is great. In this episode, it's just fun to come back to Ted Lasso. All the characters have cool moments. All the jokes land, like the one of Tom Cruise and like Magnolia and The Last Samurai. That looks really fun. That was a really funny joke. Ted is just quietly building himself back up to be this guy, and he's slowly starting to see like, oh, maybe I can't help these my players in the way that the psychologist can, which is building some really cool tension that I thoroughly enjoy. And of course, just all of the characters, they work so well. It's just so nice to be back in the world of Ted Lasso and enjoying what we're seeing. If you still haven't watched this show, check it out. It's worth your time. The jokes land. It's one of the few series that is just so peaceful. It's so heartwarming. It's heartfelt, and every joke lands, and it's not at anybody's expense. It's just quiet jokes that just make you laugh and chuckle, and the show does a great job of doing that. I think it's fun, and getting back into Ted Lasso is great. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with Nate and this new person in his position. I'm very happy to see what's going to happen with Keely and Roy, with Rebecca's love life, what's going to happen with Ted and this psychologist and this coach Beard being the quiet force of reason throughout everything. It works really well. So Ted Lasso, episode 1 of the second season, is a really good way to start this season. I wasn't expecting it to be so calm, but I think we need to calm, because when we get further down the line, I'm sure things are going to get a little more crazy and amped up in their comedy and their fun. So I'm glad we can talk about this show in detail, and you can damn well be sure I will be back every week to cover Ted Lasso. So thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have fun, stay safe. Fingers crossed, guys. Good luck.